Some years ago, taxpayers of Los Angeles felt it was important to fix up our schools, that our schools were deteriorating physically. There's deferred maintenance, that the schools were this giant message to children that, hey, we don't care about you. Because if we cared, wouldn't the toilets work? If we cared, wouldn't the air conditioning work? If we cared, wouldn't there be some grass instead of all cracked asphalt out there? If we cared, wouldn't there be, chalkboards that work? And there's just this giant message. So the voters went to the polls and said, "Yep, let's do that. Let's fix up these schools, and let's under the condition, though, since we don't trust the bureaucracy, people never trust the bureaucracy, but we don't trust the school board or whoever it is, under the condition that there be private oversight, that there be a committee appointed to oversee the spending of that money. It was billions, $2.4 billion. And so the voters approved subject to that condition. I was chair of that oversight committee. So we're sitting in a meeting one time, and the school district is telling us what they're going to do with a whole bunch of, at a whole bunch of different schools, and they're going to do this work and that work and this work. And a group of protesters came in from the schools, and they were students. And these are from they're a bunch from East LA, from South LA, representing about 40 or 50 schools. There must have been 300. Well-dressed, quiet, and I could just see in my mind, I could just see hundreds of times where this has happened in public meetings, where the people who are on the committee just basically say, just shut down. They say, let these kids talk, get them the hell out of here, and then let's just move on and do what we were going to do. So they started, and their message was, how are you guys going to tell what's wrong with our schools without us? So I stopped the cold. I said, wait a minute here. Hold on for a second. How are these decisions being made? And I said, you mean to tell me that we don't know what the students think is important for their schools? We don't know what the custodians think is important for the schools? We don't know what the parents think is important for the schools? What we know is what the facilities department thinks is important for the schools? So I said to this group, we're going to freeze this money. It's $153 million. And what I want you to do is to come back to us from your schools with a list of things that you think need doing. So here's your homework. And when I mean, don't just say, oh, all our bad. Take photographs, give notes, tell why you think this versus that, et cetera, et cetera. And at the end of the day, we used that $150 million to to maintenance, repair, restoration, rehabbing, based on strictly student, custodian, and parent input.